All right, well, welcome back in to Fox 5 Plus this morning. Well, one of the biggest challenges for married couples is money. Postnups are growing in popularity for couples to address this financial uncertainty. Family law attorney Sondra Douglas is here to explain how you can protect your relationship with a postnup. Now, this is something you don't hear about every day. So for those, I mean, you kind of get the idea when you hear postnup, but how would you describe it? What is it?
So a postnup is an agreement between a married couple, and you can use it to resolve financial stability issues, or if there's other challenges like infidelity, we utilize the tool of a postnup.
Okay, so we know you have a lot of information to cover this morning, so we're going to do this in a way that's easy for our viewers to digest. So I'll kick it off. Most of the time when you hear prenup, or in this case a postnup, you think people who have a whole lot of money and a lot of assets to protect. Is this specifically designed for people who are wealthy?
That is false. You know, clients that come to Stein Sperling, they're coming from all different financial backgrounds. Some of them are starting a business. Some of them are changing careers. In most marriages, you have a spender and a saver. And so it's like, how do we navigate through these different personalities and life challenges, and how can we use the postnuptial agreement to address that issue? Or many issues.
Yeah. One more question, too, before we jump into the next one. How do you start that conversation? Because I feel like this is a topic that can be really uncomfortable to bring up with your significant other.
So I work with my clients at Stein Sperling. We get to know them very well. It can be in person or over the phone, and sometimes we even role play to say, okay, tell me about your spouse's temperament. Tell me about the environment. Tell me when you can have that conversation when it is the most relaxed, right? I don't suggest you approach the subject by saying, oh, by the way, I spoke to my attorney today, and this is what they're telling you to do.
Right, attorney,
like, you don't want to do that. You want to let me work in the background first and learn more about your family dynamics and what your goals are and how we can protect you.
I love that, to make it less intimidating.
Absolutely, because as soon as you say lawyer, it's like, oh, let me go lawyer up. And sometimes it's not about that. Sometimes it's about, okay, I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I do want to preserve the relationship. So putting those boundaries in place.
I love that, being proactive, not reactive.
Absolutely. Strategic planning.
Yes.
Okay. That's what we do.
So true or false, is it a postnup only necessary if the couple is planning for a divorce?
No. No, that's a myth. That's not true. Clients that come to us at Stein Sperling, they have many different issues. It could be, think about it like a partnership agreement for a business, except it's for a marriage. It's not the same as, you know, you may want to protect how you're going to spend the money. How are you going to save the money? How are you going to be a partner in the business? If one of the spouses owns a business and it's lucrative and taking off, how do you redefine that asset? And when I say redefine, because Maryland law defines it a certain way. Well, you can use the tool of a postnup to redefine.
If you're already married, is it too late to start the postnup conversation? Do you need to have a prenup in order to have a postnup?
Absolutely not. Whether you have a prenup, whether you don't have a prenup, if you're in a situation where you have a prenup, you can use the postnup to update according to your life, where you are in your marriage at that time. If you don't have a prenuptial agreement, you can use the postnup to still define and address those goals that you have.
Okay.
All right. This is great information.
It is.
Okay, what about this one? You're real prepared. True or false?
Well, this is my life. This is my life. This is what we do day in and day out.
We can tell.
Yeah.
Okay, so true or false, will a postnup protect the spouse from the other spouse's perceived debt?
A clear written postnuptial agreement absolutely can. So remember, I mentioned you usually in a marriage have a spender and a saver. So it's, what are we doing when we're spending? What are we doing when we're saving? And how are we defining the funds that are coming into the marriage?
All right, you're just dropping one gem after another this morning,
I'm trying. I want to make sure that I share as much knowledge as I can.
And preserve love. You know?
Absolutely.
You don't want finances to be the reason that you lose the love of your life and to create friction that just wouldn't be there otherwise. otherwise.
And that's something that I want to share too. You know, people come to us at this climate and say, you know what, I don't necessarily want to throw my marriage away. But here are some of my concerns. What can I do to preserve the marriage so that I'm not using your divorce services, you know? So we brainstorm and we talk about it and we figure out a game plan.
I love this. Well, Sondra, how can folks who are listening, if they want to get more advice or just reach out to you for your services, how can they get in contact?
Absolutely. So my email address is sdouglas@steinsperling.com and my phone number 301-838-3274.
All right, there you have it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for
the wealth
having
of
me.
information. Come back to see us.
Pleasure. I'll be here.